Nonhlanhla Kelly Khumalo. 4 cell phone numbers that she did not disclose to the police when this incident took place. These numbers were discovered by the XDS system used by the cell phone analyst and subsequently linked to her activities. Investigation further revealed that she is linked to the actual perpetrators of this murder by means of cell phone linkages. These linkages connect her to accused 3 and 5. It was further discovered that through cell phone analysis, her cell phone memory album has the same photo of a see-through bag containing cash, notes, and in the exact position or location or spot
Cooking
of that
battles
of
and
accused number 3. There is no reasonable explanation as to why Kelly Khumalo will be in contact telephonically with a headman or killers of a boyfriend and share the same picture of a bag full of money. Communication records between her and her sister shows that as early as 2013, she wanted to get rid of the deceased, as she puts it.
Hey, Tada, we are back with another video. The page, it is South African Lead News. What I've just said there, it is the so-called Brigadier Kininda, the same man that has been implicated in the Madanga Commission of Inquiry. They were trying to explain to court how is Kelly Khumalo a mastermind. But in his explanation, he failed to explain 3 things. Those things are critical if the state is to win this case. The first question is, okay, you're saying Kelly Khumalo is the mastermind. What was her motive? Why did she want Senzo dead? That was not answered. That's a critical question. Why did she want Senzo Meyiwa eliminated? Kininda has been in this case for over 5 years now. So now you can't tell us that you're still investigating the matter, because now to find a motive, it doesn't take that long. He's telling the court that Kelly Khumalo had 5 cell phone numbers or 4 cell phone numbers that he did not disclose. Okay, now you have them. Did you get any section 205 so that you can read any WhatsApp or text? Because now if you did that, then you'd know what was she discussing with those cell phone numbers. Then the second question is, okay, you're saying Kelly Khumalo is the mastermind. Why is she not arrested then? Because if she's the mastermind, clearly she's accused number 1. If she is the mastermind, she should be accused number 1, because kobe kuyena ungqondo, kobe kuyena u-alpha and omega of this case. But akaboshwanga. And then when Mnisi quizzed him about that, Mnisi said, why did you not arrest Kelly Khumalo? He did not give a straight answer. He just said this case was an investigation, a prosecution-led investigation, meaning that the NPA or Baloyi had the final say. But in that final say, I'm sure Baloyi would have told him why the J50 was not approved, why Kelly Khumalo was not arrested. Because it is a simple question. He just said, no, the prosecutor said I must go and get a statement and so on and so on. Okay, I understand. But that was more than 5 years ago. Today, and I'm trusting Kelly Khumalo today or Izolo or last year or last month. Why? Because now I'm sure now you've got all those statements. What are you waiting for? Clearly, Kelly Khumalo was just being used by the state to just implicate these guys. The crux of their case is that Kelly Khumalo contacted accused number 5 and asked him to facilitate the shooting of Senzo Meyiwa. And then accused number 5, as Umtitilo Zinkabi, was going to get the money and then pay over to the other Nkabis. But till today, we have not seen any proof of payment. The state has access to their bank details, to their bank accounts and so on. But there's no deposit or EFT from Kelly Khumalo. There's no e-wallet from Kelly Khumalo. There is nothing. So you can see that the premise of this case is just false. The 5 men before court should not have been charged because there is no case against them. But Baloyi further says that accused number 5 phoned Kelly Khumalo while she was in Mpumalanga. The call lasted about 90 seconds or so. But when the state experts came to court to explain that call, I think his name was Colonel Steyn. Colonel Steyn was asked a simple question: how was that call made? We know that it was an internet call, so was it a WhatsApp call? Was it a BlackBerry Messenger call? Was it a Skype call? Was it a Zoom call? What was it? Steyn could not tell the court. He just said, no, maybe it is a WhatsApp, maybe it was made via BlackBerry. But in court, you cannot say maybe. We need actual facts. We need to know how was that call made. So if the state experts cannot explain such a simple thing, then the case has to fall apart. Nothing can go on now if this case, they cannot prove how was the call made. And accused number 5 denies ukuthi wafona Kelly Khumalo ukuthi leyo ndamanga, ukuthi amanga lawa hlaza lawo. And then we were told that ukuthi Kelly Khumalo was one of the state witnesses. But the state also says that Kelly Khumalo was robbed of his cell phone. So Kelly Khumalo is a victim and also a mastermind at the same time. So you can see that the state case, it is mutually destructive because you cannot have two contradicting versions. Kelly Khumalo cannot be a suspect and a witness because now they're saying one of her cell phone was stolen. So now they open a case. But now, if she is the mastermind, then she is one of the Nkabis. So now, how can she be a victim at the same time? Do you get my point? Because now, in one of those charges, there's theft or taking the phone illegally or whatever you wanna call it. So the victim there, it is Kelly Khumalo. But it is the same Kelly Khumalo that is being accused of working together with these Nkabis. So Yabona with the state, they are contradicting themselves, of which is unusual. In all the years that I've been following cases, I've never seen such a thing. You cannot be a victim and a suspect. That's what Kelly Khumalo is in this case. And when Baloyi was quizzed about that, wayedla amazambane engazi uthini, ekhuluma nje yale nale intanta. Kwasiza intatha ngathi wamsave wathi, that question has been asked, can you move on? So uyabona ukuthi uRatha has been trying by all means to protect the witnesses of the state because he is also part of this narrative of an intruder, which he was an intruder here. So uyabona ukuthi this case, there's something really wrong about it here, because it was not properly investigated. Once Kininda entered into this case, he had his own agendas. He wanted to solve this case immediately. That is why they try to get confessions as soon as possible, because they know with confessions your case is like halfway won. So that was Kininda's strategy. But now that strategy is being exposed because the so-called confessions, they contradict each other. Untanzi ngala usho okunye. usibiya la usho kunye usibiya usitshela ngoMakhimba bakaButhelezi, but uNtanzi akakumention lokho in his confession. So uyabona ukuthi hayi ngeke khona ungahambi kahle la, something is fishy going on here, something is fishy going on here. Ngeke ukuthi confession that is about the same crime but it's got different facts, different names. Makhimba and Marco Buthelezi. We all know that Ugininda and the police wanted to pin the shooting of Senzo Meyiwa to them first. But what we looked at, Makhimba and Marco, they were in prison when Senzo was shot. So that cannot be the case because they're going to lose in court, because you cannot commit crime usejele into sitshelwa yona babe ngebaphume bahambe bobula bese babuye. There's no evidence of that. So they had to change the narrative and charge the different accused. But then let's go to the crime scene. We know for a fact that Umaphiri cleaned the crime scene when everyone was at the hospital. Yet Maphiri is not arrested like Kelly Khumalo. Why Maphiri engaboshwa? Because cleaning a crime scene is defeating the ends of justice. It is a criminal offense. Maphiri should be understand there as being one of the accused because she cleaned the crime scene. And the question that follows, who asked her to clean the crime scene? The person that's asked her to clean the crime scene is likely the person that shot Senzo Meyiwa by mistake. So if Baloyi had brought Umaphiri in court, she was going to be asked that question. And then maybe she was going to crack under pressure and tell the whole truth and tell us what goes on. But the fact that Umaphiri akaboshwanga, hayi ngeke. So now, once Umaphiri clean a crime scene, the blood is removed. The fingerprints that could be on the floor or in the kitchen or wherever, they are removed because they've been cleaned. But strange enough, when Maphiri cleaned the crime scene, she did not find that bullet that shot Senzo Meyiwa. Instead, that bullet was found by the police officers on the following day after the cleaning. That tells you something. That bullet jacket or bullet was planted in the crime scene, because if it was there, they were going to find it on the Sunday or on the day that Senzo was shot, but they did not find it. So clearly the police planted that bullet jacket or projectile in order to implicate other people other than the people that were in the house, implicate someone else. And then a few days later, after a crime scene has been cleaned, the police arrest Uzamuhle Mbatha, a wrong person. And who pointed out Uzamuhle Mbatha? She was pointed out by Umama Kelly Khumalo. So Umama Kelly Khumalo pointed out a wrong man on purpose. Why did she do that? Clearly, she was trying to divert the attention away from the people that were in the house, the likes of Longutwala, Kelly Khumalo, and Zandi. So Umama Kelly Khumalo was actually protecting the people that were in the house. That's why she pointed out Uzamuhle Buthelezi. Uzamuhle Buthelezi was arrested for a few days. He appeared in court, but then the judge said, no man, there's no evidence. And then Uzamuhle Mbatha provided an alibi, a show with where people when Senzo Meyiwa was shot. And then the case was thrown out of court. So it shows that the police could make a mistake by pointing out a wrong person. Then the 5 accused before court, they could be brought into this case by mistake because of the incompetent police. So if you believe that the state has got the right accused, hayi ngeke. Kukhona okushaya amanzi labo la futhi it's thick la. Kusafanele uhambe uyocheckwa lekhanda, or you should be taken to a Fort Napier permanently uyohlala khona, because the state idlala ngathi la. The men that are in the dock did not shoot Senzo Meyiwa. And the funny part is that the telephone records kaKadla Mncube, they tell them, they help them. At the same time when Senzo Meyiwa was shot, Kadla Mncube's cell phone pinged at the Johannesburg CBD, not in Vosloorus, meaning that Kadla Mncube was at Johannesburg CBD, not in Vosloorus. So he could not have been the shooter because he can't be in two places at once. But it is not the Holy Spirit. So the telephone record of Kadla Mncube prove beyond any shadow of a doubt that he is not the shooter because he was at Johannesburg CBD. Yet Gininda still charged him. Hayi bakwethu kudlalwa ngani la, angazi indaba nina ningaboni la ukuthi istate sihlala ngani la. And then the fact that the DNA evidence also exclude all 5 men. The DNA experts came to court and said the DNA sample taken from the house exclude all 5 men. It does not match with any of them. So clearly it shows that with bonke all 5, they were not at the crime scene when Senzo Meyiwa was shot. So lawyer understand why would he then charge these guys despite scientific evidence saying otherwise. Hayi bawethu, hayi man ndlela ngathi la. Bathi ke sobona ukuthi uzenzelani because ngeke la. But the fact ukuthi Kelly Khumalo is not charged, it shows ukuthi Baloyi doesn't think ukuthi Kelly Khumalo is the mastermind. They're just playing us here. Because if Kelly Khumalo was the mastermind, they would know the motive. Why did he want Senzo Meyiwa gone? And if you look at it like properly, Kelly Khumalo was a side chick. So now if Senzo is no more, she doesn't gain anything because she's not one of the beneficiaries. There's no proof of what insurance or whatever. So what would have Kelly Khumalo gained by the death of Meyiwa? Nothing. So this thing of she hired people to shoot Senzo Meyiwa, and to make it worse, Senzo Meyiwa, his name is Fiso Meyiwa. He also doesn't believe the state has got the right accused. So now if a family member of the Meyiwa family says that, then you should also see that the state has got the right, has got the wrong accused. Yabo. Fiso Meyiwa tells us in Pietermaritzburg, the police tried to pin the shooting of Meyiwa to someone else as well. But luckily, the magistrate chased them away and said, no, when you're lying, this confession in Tangekole. Their shoba leyo is Fiso Meyiwa. So he knows it because he's a family member, he's following the case, and he gets a regular update. So more than one person or group or more than one group of people have been implicated in this case unlawfully because they were all innocent. But Thule Siyabuka. The case will resume today, and Umnisi is still dealing with this case because now the case of Musibia is on. So Musibia and then his witnesses will be called to testify, and then and thereafter the case for accused number 2 will start and so on. But we shall see what happened. It's going to be interesting days because once Absolute Mzungu comes to court and spill the beans, uzoshuba laphana. Kuzoba ngazuthi upelepele uphethwe indiya. Kube kubaba ngisho movite, kube kubaba ngisho masaladi because Absolute Mzungu is going to spill the beans and prove ukuthi Gininda misled the court when he said he got a statement from him. Sesiyazi ukuthi Absolute Mzungu did not give Gininda any statement. He did not implicate anyone. So uGininde ukuthi wakutholaphi ukuthi u-Absolute Mzungu implicated accused 1, 2 and 3 asazi, but we'll hear as soon as u-Absolute Mzungu comes to court ukuthi uGininde imaphi amanga amanye aqamba. But sobona, thank you for watching. Bye bye.